All right, hello, welcome to the first episode of Angry and Hungry. We're going to be doing a little episode here. We're going to start off with some food news, and then we're going to go into a little debate about food, and then potentially some other goodies at the end. So, why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Hey, I'm Johnny. I'm the hungry side of Angry and Hungry.
I'm Justin. I'll be the angry side today.
All right, so let's get right into it. For food news, Justin, do you have anything?
I do. So Christina Tosi, if you're not familiar, part of the Momofuku Food Group, is talking about expanding Milk Bar. They've grown apparently 70% in the last year, and are talking about going into shelves of supermarkets.
Have they gotten like investment or anything like that?
Yeah,
Like,
they got a $10 million investment.
From who?
I'm not sure from who. I think it's probably a group of varying people.
Varying people. I bet Danny Meyer's in that somehow.
Possibly.
He's got to be somewhere.
I bet
involved.
David Chang is somewhere in there
Yeah,
too.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
So yeah, they're talking about how they don't want to be Starbucks, but yet they want to market themselves as a supermarket brand.
Okay, that's odd.
Not sure how that's gonna go, but I wouldn't
Interesting.
mind seeing milk ice cream on a supermarket shelf.
Yeah. Do you think it would? I mean, I feel like it would be a detriment to the ice cream. Like, there's no way they can keep that quality.
No. But it's the same thing as like Van Leeuwen or Ample
Yeah.
Hills making cartons.
True.
You know, Van Leeuwen probably just doing really well now and they're in like every supermarket.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. What else? Oh, the bone broth craze is far from over, apparently. The famous Springbone Kitchen opened its second New York City location with drinking bone broth as well as all-day breakfast and smoothies. This one is in Fidei, so everyone at all the banks and whatnot can go outside and get a quick cup of bone broth. I'm not sure how long I think this is going to last, but we'll see. I mean, it could be forever. I hope so. But I don't know. It's a very interesting craze. I wonder how that sort of started.
It's also not bad if you go and buy the broth that they have already packaged. You
Yeah.
can freeze it, use
Yeah.
it whenever. It's good stock.
Yeah. What else? Oh, yeah. So Amazon pulled out of its headquarter here.
Thank God.
Thank God for regular humans. The only people you see complaining for the most part
Real estate
are like
people.
real estate people. Like, I invested
Yeah.
$500 billion.
I bought a whole building in Long Island City,
And, like,
and
now-
I made condos.
Yeah, and now I'm only gonna make $100 million. It's like, oh no.
I feel so bad.
I feel so bad. Although
Great news for everyone who rides the 7 train.
Yeah, literally. But then again, there are a lot of like restaurant owners in Long Island City that are pretty upset about it. However, I don't know if like that really would have benefited like the
Agreed.
mom and pop shops.
I think they would have brought in like so many new hype
Or
restaurants.
they would have just like done the same thing that they do, like
Or it
a
would have been a
food
food
hall.
hall, yeah,
Food hall.
another
There would have
food
been
hall.
like there would have been all the ones we see, like another Katz's.
another Hudson Yard
Yeah,
food hall in Long Island
exactly.
City, which is the last thing we need.
Yeah, a sterile food hall, as you call
Seriously.
it. Alright, so I think that pretty much gets that out of the way.
All right, so let's now segue into what is the main discussion today, which is sauces. So, where do sauces belong? In what form? And how does it enhance or detract from certain foods? So, Johnny, I think I want to start with you. So, what is your opinion on this matter?
Well, sauces, however craftful they may be, mostly belong on a shelf. I think they do have a
Scolding hot.
scalding hot.
Scalding hot.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that, okay, let's start with steak. For me, steak is a pure thing. I don't eat it that often, not because like health or the environment, just, I don't know, I don't get around to it. But when I do, especially from a place like Peter Luger's, blessed be the name, it's just the butter itself, the sizzling hot butter, that is the sauce. You don't need more, like, it's just all you need is the butter, salt, pepper, call it a day. And I know they're famous.
Peter Luger's has built half their name on their steak sauce. People
Okay.
from around the country who have never had Peter Luger's know the name because of the steak sauce.
Okay, that's true, but Charles Manson built his name around murder, so.
Yeah, and he was really good at it. Peter Lucas is really good at steak sauce.
Alright, fair enough.
If there was a jail for making good steak sauce,
Peter Lucas
would be the Charles
they'd be like
Manson.
the OG top dog
Yeah.
sort of situation.
Might even be like a Ted Bundy sort of thing.
Ooh, okay. Could escape.
Yeah.
No, I just like don't. The thing is, I understand there's certain steaks that maybe require some sauces, like a little chimichurri or something like that. But that's not even a sauce. That's like
That is a sauce.
It's like it's almost like it's a post-cooking marinade. It's like
If you're gonna eat flank steak without chimichurri, you're gonna not enjoy it.
I've had it. There used to be a now shuttered restaurant in Chelsea called El Quijote.
Why did it go under?
They
weren't giving chimichurri.
No, it was just they were
Classic. That's how every
Classic.
restaurant dies.
Every time. No, it was like they were open from like 1920. It was just amazing. All the guys were in like tuxes and the rent was getting too ridiculous in the area, and so then they had to raise their price. But when they raised their price, less people come. But you used to be able to get this mammoth, like the size of my leg, the mammoth skirt steak, and it was like $20, but then it went up to $32, and then this and that, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I just don't understand. You wouldn't put ketchup on a steak, right? Although it's weird you put it on a burger, but you wouldn't put ketchup on a steak.
You would if you're an animal.
If you're some sort of beast.
Just like you wouldn't put A1 on a steak unless you're an animal.
But, okay, true.
But yet half the country is putting A1 on a
You
steak.
always quote half. You always say half.
Yeah, that's fair.
Where does your half come
I think it's
from?
probably more than 50% is eating
According
steak with
to?
A1. According to the fact that A1 was like the #1 steak sauce for years, and there was millions of marketing campaigns built around A1.
Okay,
and
number one steak sauce in a category of only steak sauce, not number one condiment.
You know what?
No.
People were using A1 for a lot more than steak. Let me ask you this: do you remember an A1 commercial?
No.
You can't name one A1 commercial.
I feel like I've
Jordan,
seen.
can you name an A1 commercial?
I can't. No.
You can't name one.
No.
No, not like the last strip out of the bottle A1 commercial.
I maybe vaguely no, but seriously, I can't remember.
Okay.
So that was.
But you guys aren't culturally relevant.
All right. Well, let's shift here. What other foods require
Okay,
sauce?
Okay,
or
well,
not
hold on to
require
this.
sauce?
Okay, what about
But
classic?
we're not done yet.
What about classic French cooking? You're gonna tell me a Bordelaise sauce or a Béarnaise sauce doesn't belong?
And
maybe it's stuffy and old.
I have that internal battle where you have to respect the past, but
It's like classic haute cuisine is built around those sauces.
about the mother sauce. Yeah. No, I get that. I feel like it belongs on certain things like duck, with some sort of date sauce. Duck goes with berry
We're not gonna use
sauces.
duck sauce.
Oh, come
You're
on.
telling me if you go down
If we go down to Chinatown right now
now
and get a
and you get a
Peking
Peking duck,
they're not going to give you
you're not
duck
gonna get
sauce.
hoisin sauce with it.
You're going to get a plum sauce.
Hoisin sauce. You're gonna get
With
hoisin
plum.
sauce. You're gonna get hoisin sauce.
Plum.
You can go down to Shunli right now and get a Peking duck, and they will give you hoisin sauce.
Peking duck house, plum sauce.
Okay, Shunli's the king.
Yeah, well, anyways, I'll give you, with the French cooking, you do certain things. I feel like they don't put sauce as much. If you just go to a French steakhouse, they'll have it as an option, but it's not going to be automatic, you get a steak, you get Béarnaise sauce.
Well, there are already so few French steakhouses. No steakhouse builds itself around the French cuisine.
Well, yeah, I guess. There's La Marais, which is a kosher one. There's a couple other ones, but I know what you're saying. But or even a French bistro, if you get pommes frites, they don't give you
Might
sauce.
give you a little mayonnaise.
Oh man, don't get me started on mayonnaise. That's somewhere where we can agree.
Yeah.
We're hungry and angry.
Mayonnaise is the worst.
Mayonnaise is the worst condiment
All right,
ever.
well, let's go somewhere maybe we could agree on.
All right.
Let's talk barbecue, because I feel like barbecue, is something where sauces are universally accepted to an extent, but maybe Johnny might have a different view on that. Why don't we talk a little about barbecue and their relationship with sauce?
I think it's geographically relevant, but I'm never gonna shame someone if they want to put sauce on their barbecue.
Alright.
I'm not one of those like barbecue elitists. If you want to enjoy barbecue and you can't do so without sauce, fine. I'm not gonna shame you for it.
So, I agree to an extent, but I think like when I've spoken to some pit masters throughout North and South Carolina and Louisiana, which isn't particularly well known for its barbecue, but it's still decent. But like if you go to Eastern North Carolina where they're doing whole hog, they put apple cider vinegar when they're chopping it up. That apple cider vinegar when they chop it up, that is the sauce. If you want to do additional, that's okay, but you would never put this like heavy molasses base, like that, like stuff that you see like in the supermarkets, like Jack Daniel's pulled
No, okay,
pork.
if you're putting like Casey Masterpiece on
Yeah.
your barbecue, you've done something wrong. Go back to step one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the only time I use that type of barbecue sauce is like when I'm making like
marinade.
or like wings at home.
Fine.
Like that's
Even
like,
then,
even then it's like just figure something else
Yeah.
out. But that's I think I really like the Eastern style sauce. It's like vinegar, spicy sauce because it's not really a sauce as much as it is like I don't know. It's like doesn't feel like a sauce. It's like it's a vinegar topping. Like I wouldn't even though like soy sauce is a sauce. If you put that on like a dumpling, I'm not like oh that's.
What
a
about
sauce.
like Memphis barbecue?
Memphis barbecue, that's more similar to Kansas City, which is like a molasses,
Right. Super heavy.
but that's good for ribs.
I agree.
Because St. Louis style
Absolutely.
ribs are trash.
I mean, dry rub ribs.
I've
are
had
nice.
them in St. Louis and they're okay.
Yeah.
But you know what would make them a lot better?
Sauce. No one ever said, "Oh, I wish these ribs didn't have sauce on
I
them."
wish they were dry.
Yeah.
They're a bit too. Although to be fair, when someone says it's too moist, it usually just means the ribs are overdone.
Yeah.
Like it's not supposed to completely fall off the bone. That's a misnomer. It's supposed to give you a little tension back. Maybe a couple pieces stay on, but you're not supposed to have to fight it. So it's supposed to give you a little something back, but nothing more than that.
Hometown actually does a what is it, like an Asian inspired scallion sesame
Yeah.
barbecue.
That sounds
ribs.
good. I actually haven't had that.
It's really
I like the Asian style ribs. I've been there. What was that place in Red Hook? The Thai place. Let's see. Red Hook Thai. It closed.
Red Hook is low key up and coming in the food scene.
Oh, it really is. It's been like that for a little while, but I can't remember the name of the place. But yeah, they did a lot of like Asia, like Thai and like sort of barbecue style stuff. But I gotta say, my absolute favorite style is Texas because, well, first of all, they really don't. Each restaurant will have its own barbecue sauce, but they're not gonna douse it in it because in Texas it's largely beef, and beef is so fatty that like when you take it out of the smoker, I mean it's like sopping wet. It's like gelatinous. It's so fatty, but in the best way possible. And so you don't if you need barbecue sauce at a Texas smokehouse, like that ain't no smokehouse I'm going to.
But if you put it on it, I'm not shaming you.
But
If
like,
you need it, if you feel like you can't eat it without it, then yeah, the
Okay.
quality of the meat's probably not as good, or the
Yeah.
cook is not as good.
that's another thing that I spoke with these like
Because the cook on meat. Is
yeah,
like
with
the most
the
important
pit
part.
masters, they were just saying like, listen, you're paying for it. You can do whatever you want. It is intended. The artist intended it to
Right.
be as such.
But how many chefs are so anal about, oh, my food's meant to be eaten this way?
I think a lot.
Right, exactly. That's my
Yeah.
point. But you don't always have to agree with them. Just because that's their interpretation of how the dish should be served doesn't mean that the eater has to enjoy
But
it.
I think the reason why it's more important here than like at a restaurant where you're like, oh, can I have it without the persimmon? Like, when they have that dish without persimmon or whatever.
I guess
like,
you want
the
to be like
reason-
true to the roots.
Well,
or
no, well,
whatever.
it's true to the roots, and then it's also there's not like many ingredients that go into barbecue other than a lot of work. But it's really just, for the most part, it's like Franklin Barbecue in Texas. It's just brisket, salt, pepper. That's it. They do nothing else, and it's like, why would you mess that up with just a mess of ingredients that just like mask the delicious, smoky, tangy, sweet flavor?
What if instead of masking it, enhanced?
I just don't think. Again, I get it with ribs because ribs can get a little dry and they can get tough and whatever. But like No, brisket. Leave brisket alone.
All right. So that's a good segue to our next point. So what other cuisines? Italian. Do we want to talk about sauces for Italian food?
No,
Well,
Italian sauces are like
Italian sauce is
absolutely necessary.
Yeah, you got it. You gotta have it. Although it is funny thinking about it, like if I, in general, like I don't.
How would
want,
you
like,
make a piccata without a sauce?
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, like I'm thinking for like shrimp parm, or I mean not shrimp parm, for chicken parm. Like I would never be like, ooh, this grilled chicken breast needs like a layer of cheese. But then like when you pound it out, put breading on it, some tomato sauce, it needs a cheese. It needs a cheese. It's necessary. I love it. So Italians, all their sauces are right on point.
Absolutely necessary.
Yeah. Although I don't love chicken piccata. It's like not my. I mean, again.
Any
it's
piccata.
it's just like it's like okay. There's like.
What about
capers.
Milanese?
I like Milanese a little more. It's just richer.
Fair.
But like piccata
What
is
about
just.
scarpetta?
I like it as well. I don't know. There's just some. I think I don't like capers. that much.
Yeah. Not
So
everyone
like,
likes capers.
and not like I'm gonna like vomit if I eat a caper, but like
Yeah.
I just.
I'm not a huge caper guy either.
It's just like they're there. They don't do much
So
for me. They just
overwhelming.
like kind of take away from the dish. Kind of like I like eating olives plain. Like I could eat them all day, but
You're not gonna get a Greek salad without
I'm-
olives though.
I don't. I get it in a salad, but like on a pizza, that's horrific.
Yeah.
And then a lot of
that's an affront
dishes.
to pizza.
Yeah, and in a lot of dishes, like it just takes away from everything else. You have a bite of, you could have the most juicy piece of meat, the most fresh
But I
produce,
feel like
and you
olives
take
are-
it. But there's an olive in there, boom, brine
Olives
to the face.
aren't that heavily featured in like entree dishes though.
Good, the people have spoken.
Yeah. That's what
What else?
I guess Mediterranean food.
What about like foods that you get and maybe they're not the best, but you have your go-to sauce that just will make it better for whatever reason it is.
What are we talking about? A lot of people have defaulted to sriracha nowadays as their go-to cover for anything.
Yeah. But now sriracha is like too mainstream, so you got to go to like the local like
local
Asian
hot
market
sauce, yeah.
or whatever, and then just get like the thing that's essentially just sriracha, but it's like not made in.
What's a
urban
food that's
California.
terrible that could be elevated by a sauce?
You know it's gross when people put ranch on their pizza.
That's disgusting.
That's really gross.
Chicken bacon ranch.
Oh,
The chicken bacon
God.
ranch. Okay, the chicken bacon ranch slice has its place.
Has its
but
place
its place is
when
at-
you're
at-
blackout
Yeah,
drunk.
3 in the morning
Yeah.
when you're blackout and you're like, I don't care what I'm eating and just put something in my mouth.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about artichoke.
Yeah, artichoke. It's the same exact thing. It's like weighs like 4 pounds.
You're gonna eat a slice of artichoke and be like, I don't need to eat for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And it's not even that good.
I can tell you a really funny story. I was with my friend at Artichoke at this aforementioned 2 in the morning or whatever, and we were waiting in line, and after like 45 minutes, after like 45 minutes, we get the slice, we get it, and we walk out, and it just falls face down on the ground.
It's the best thing that could have happened to it.
And he looks at me, I look at him, and I'm like, dude, you're not getting any of my slice.
Okay.
And then he picks it up and eats it. And you know how, like, cheesy and, like...
That's patient zero.
Yeah, I mean, that is,
like that's going to be the start of some new disease.
Like, it's going to be, like, super Ebola.
Yeah.
Or, like, artichoke.
The next swine flu.
Yeah, something, yeah. And I looked at him and I was like, yo, I'm nasty, but, like...
The best drunk food, in my opinion, is Mexican. Like, tacos.
Yeah, I had tacos.
Get, like, a bunch of tacos when you're super hungover or super shitty.
Well, hungover versus drunk food.
Or even drunk late at night.
Yeah.
That, and honestly, dumplings have their place.
Dumplings
Carbs,
certainly
protein,
have their place. Yeah.
Great drunk food, usually super cheap.
Yeah. I mean,
Go to Vanessa's Dumplings.
Yeah. I love a lot of places like Han Dynasty. I've had a lot of that before. I mean, just anything. My favorite, because I lived in...
Although I'm not a big fast food guy when I'm drunk.
No, never.
People
are like, oh, I went to McDonald's and spent $30.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, not for me.
Not for me either.
Although I have gone in and I like the breakfast at McDonald's, so I got like an egg white McMuffin. Like,
you know what's funny though? when abroad, Americans overwhelmingly go to
Yeah,
fast food.
yeah, exactly. Like I
You're like in some place you've never been before, and you're like, oh fuck, there's a
they're
McDonald's.
like, okay,
I'll try it.
well, I'm obviously
Yeah.
not there. Yeah, I've every place I've been, I've gone to McDonald's to see the difference in the menus. Like in Spain, they had this one thing. It was called the Mick Iberico. And it was like a faux like a ham and whatever. I mean, that was like nasty.
No, they have some interesting.
They have some
dishes
interesting
abroad.
stuff, yeah. And then in like India, they don't have meat, so like that's weird. People are like, oh, how is this
No, this is kinda
McDonald's?
weird,
Yeah, and like the ice cream costs 5 cents. It's actually pretty awesome. I went a lot, but yeah. All right, let's get to the last little bit. Hidden gems. So my favorite hidden gem, and maybe this isn't hidden to y'all, but it's called Pizza Suprema. It's on 31st and 8th. It's very unassuming because it's right next to Madison Square and like Penn Station. You're just like, oh, everything around there is gonna be like whatever. But for that reason, I walked by it for so long, and then one day I was in a rush and I just like went in, and there was pictures of like Anthony Bourdain, God rest his soul, and Andrew Zimmern, and like all these food critics being like, this is the best slice of pizza. And I couldn't agree more. I mean, their margarita slice sends me to heaven and back 4 times. Like, I get frequent flyer miles to heaven whenever I eat that slice. And it's just really good. Their mushroom slice is outrageous. Grandma upside down. And even their buffalo chicken pizza, which again, I don't love buffalo chicken pizza, but what they do is they make a regular pizza, fry the chicken, cut it up, then toss it in buffalo sauce and put it on, as opposed to like doing that horrific swirl of buffalo sauce. So yeah, I love them. Cash only for $10 or less. So yeah, really amazing. I think they close at like 10, so they're not like open late or anything like that.
I'll stick on the same theme with that. I don't think this is really a hidden spot, but Pauly G's,
Yeah.
which has opened up a slice counter in August, I want to say.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I had no
6
idea.
months ago.
That's
yeah.
like the whole thing was like no slices.
Right, their whole thing was no slices, which was a pain in the ass. They opened a slice counter on Franklin and Greenpoint, and it's gotten a lot better. Originally, when they opened, they weren't quite ready, but now it's significantly better. They have a knockoff of the Spicy Spring, which, if you're not familiar, is Prince Street's most famous offering. Can't really beat it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a
Well,
classic.
if you do want an alternative to Spring Street, I would say Lions, Tigers, and
You mean
Squares.
Prince Street Pizza.
Yeah, Lions, Tigers, and Squares in Chelsea on like 23rd.
I mean, I still don't think it holds a candle to Prince.
You gotta
Prince
try
is
it. You gotta try it.
Yeah.
And it's
Although there is argument now where that new pizza spot opened from the owner.
Well, because he allegedly stole the recipe. Yeah. Well, anyways, thank you for your joining us, and I'm hungry.
I'm angry.
And have a good day, weekend, wherever. Yeah. I don't know the ending to that, but cool.